Hello, infidels and deplorables. Welcome to the latest edition of the World Report. I'm Scott Crowfoot. On today's report, too big to fail. Is Deutsche Bank on the brink? A New York Democrat election official admits to voter fraud on hidden cam. Merkel's conservatives fall to the lowest level ever in an opinion poll as Germany knowingly admits immigrants with fake passports. New Hillary Clinton leaked emails show her saying vetting refugees is nearly impossible. And our history segment discusses the similarities between today's presidential race and one of recent memory. But now to our top stories. Julian Assange is dumping thousands more emails revealing the collusion between the major media, the state, and the Democrat Party. Jake Tapper, Steve Harvey, John Harwood, Donna Brazile, the New York Times, and on and on. The interesting part is that they don't even want to hide it anymore. Joining us is the World Report senior analyst Moritz Beschloss, whom you can follow at mbeschloss on Twitter. Maury, I know that the Democrat Party has been in cahoots with most major media, probably 90% for almost ever, but now they're not even trying to hide it anymore. And these new Julian Assange WikiLeaks emails are showing direct collusion between these groups.
You are seeing the development of a new type of dictatorship in this country today, a dictatorship of the left wing. It's called the Democratic Party. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about the facts. They care about how they can get to the bulk of the people with the lies that they are spewing.
Control and power.
And it's true of all the major publications. It used to be just the New York Times or the Washington Post, or
Boston Globe, LA Times.
But at least at that time, you had the Chicago Tribune under Colonel McCormick, which was a conservative publication. You had a pretty good balance in this country going back.
Even the Wall Street Journal has completely done a left turn.
The Wall Street Journal is scared. They're cowardly. Bret Stephens makes me sick in the way he suddenly has turned into a left-wing loon in the way he comes across. But that's the way it happens. It happens in dictatorships. I came out of a dictatorship called Nazi Germany. That's exactly how they gain power. And once they gain power, the only way you can undo it is war or revolution, which I'm not advocating, by the way, but that's what's going to happen. And I think we're on the way to some very serious problems in this country, which most people aren't even aware of.
We know that Donna Brazile was actually leaking info to the Clinton campaign regarding Bernie Sanders. He's been quiet about it. He went away and hasn't said anything. John Harwood from CNBC.
Donna Brazile was a left-wing Democrat leader and maker of positions.
Bernie Sanders actually won 22 states and probably could have done a lot better. Now, I'm not advocating that I would have liked Bernie Sanders any better than this, but at least you would have had a fair shot at the election. This has been completely rigged for the Clinton campaign, and it's obvious now, and they're not even trying to hide it.
Well, the word rigged is probably the best word you can use as to the way this whole basic election campaign is being conducted. And the revolution and the disorganization within the Republican Party only makes it easier for the left to win that ballgame right now.
And we also have John Harwood from CNBC, who was bragging about how he attacked Trump after he did the presidential primary debate, which leads me to also say, why are the Republicans so stupid to allow these people to moderate their debates every single time? This is going back decades.
Well, you see here again, we look at history and other countries and how they handle things. When the people that have the capability, the intelligence, and the basic programming to be competitive, then you don't have this happening. What you have is that from the time that the Tea Party had that short term in power, which gave the Republicans the House for the first time in years, when that happened, nobody got on board other than the Tea Party people themselves, and they were cut short at the pass. And consequently, then the lowest level of what I call mishandling of the political game was given to the Democratic Party, and being rigging and taking advantage of any opportunity, no matter how disgusting it might be, is what's been happening.
And you had the IRS going directly out of their way to attack Tea Party groups and stop their ability to raise funds. I mean, they were chopped down at the knees by the strongest political arm of the U.S.
Oh,
government,
the IRS.
which is not supposed to be a political arm.
Oh, the IRS became a war game for the party in power, and the Obama administration urged them to do it, and say, oh, gee, it wasn't us that did it, it was the IRS. They directed the IRS to go after the Tea Party.
And the Republican Party is so weak that they held hearing after hearing after hearing on this John Koskinen, the head of the IRS, and what came of it? Nothing. Nothing ever comes of any of these hearings that the Republicans put up. It's all show and theater in my mind. So let me ask you a question. Why should we even back any of them anymore? House or Senate? They didn't stand up to Obama. They're not going to stand up to Hillary Clinton.
Well, it's a question of you want to walk away from it. That's always your choice. But we're now in a situation, as we speak, which is about 30 days ahead of the election, the Republican Party is in a period of self-destruction right now. And to me, the chance of winning an election when you are killing your own people rather than being antagonistic towards your enemies, there's no chance that you're going to win under those circumstances.
Well, you've got people like Paul Ryan, Kelly Ayotte, John Thune. I mean, the Democrats never do that. They never shoot their own, ever, ever, ever. They circle them. Even when you've got a confirmed rapist, they don't give up on
Let's
them.
put it, you're putting that on today's terms. They had their weak periods, and they were outfoxed and outsmarted years ago in 1952. When Adlai Stevenson was going to run against Bob Taft, and the Republicans very cleverly got rid of Taft. I mean, pushed him away, got Eisenhower in there just so they could win. What you've got now, the shrewd people, the smart people, the corrupt people, the ones that'll do anything to win the game, are not in the Republican Party. They're in the Democratic Party. The fools and the dupes are in the Republican Party.
Well, and it's a lot easier when you've got the entire apparatus, political machine, and the media, 90% of it, covering and actually providing cover and going out of their way to help you in any way they can. And we've seen that from the email leaks too. We were just talking about John Harwood. But Steve Harvey was giving the Clinton campaign every question he was going to ask before an interview. And I wouldn't be surprised if these debates weren't set up too, by the way that she was able to answer some of those questions.
Why should that even be a question? Of course they were. They were set up. The whole thing was set up to destroy the Republican Party before it ever had a chance to do anything, even if they were not going to do it.
And with the giveaway of the internet, my opinion is that if Hillary Clinton wins this election, they will go stop at nothing to eliminate all opposition, which would be talk radio, the Rush Limbaughs, Breitbart, Drudge Report. I can't see any reason why free speech and the First Amendment wouldn't come under assault.
I don't think they have much work to do that's left. I mean, they've done so well in putting those people down and making them irrelevant as far as having any power and able to influence the majority of the voters. They don't have much work to do on that. They've done it already.
And you know what disgusts me the most? I have liberal progressive friends that they don't care about the corruption. They don't care about the lies. They don't care about the filth. They don't care about the country. All they care about is winning this election. And to me, it's despicable. And I'm almost at the point where I can't even have conversations.
Well, you see, I wouldn't call you naive because you're too intelligent, but I go back to my own experience in Germany, and that's exactly what happened. Germany in the 1920s was one of the top countries in the world technologically, culturally. Even though it lost the war, they were coming out of
art,
things.
finance.
Yeah, they were doing fine. And then comes along a guy like Hitler, and what does he do? He exploits the fact that they lost money during the big inflation. And the point was, the smart guys, the thieves, the liars, are still in a position of power, and they are winning the game right now. And as we speak today, you've got the Republican Party in a state of chaos and disintegration.
Impotency.
Exactly.
We need to step away for a brief moment, but we will return quicker than a Democrat cover-up. Remember, if you'd like to see this show again or just catch a segment, it's simple and free. You just go to YouTube and search Morris Beschloss. Don't go away. We'll be right back.